What's going on, everyone? So, the Memphis Grizzlies are signing two-way guard Scotty Pippen Jr. to a standard multi-year NBA contract, sources told ESPN on Tuesday, and this is per Shams, who is now part of ESPN. And this is great for Scotty Pippen Jr., right? Like, came in, undrafted, worked hard, really questions of like, hey, is he even a guy that can play in this league? Is he even a guy that, he showed moments, but overall was just not super great, like summer league and stuff like that. And then he went to Memphis. He got the opportunity with Memphis and shined. He was very good, right? Gave you 13, 3, and 5 last year for the Memphis Grizzlies. Now, it was obviously in a season where Memphis wasn't great, Ja and multiple injuries and stuff, but still, Scottie Pippen really shined. Scottie Pippen had some very good games and really warranted that contract. But a lot of Laker fans are very upset. A lot of Laker fans are very disappointed because Lakers had Scottie Pippen Jr. That's where he was before he ended up leaving and ended up going to a team like the Memphis Grizzlies. And a lot of people are like, wow, Lakers really messed up. Lakers really dropped the ball. Wow, you really got Jalen Hood-Schifino. And, look at him. Well, yeah, let's look at him, right? Like, he is, people forget, right? Like, I get, we live in the moment, especially when it comes to NBA players. But Scottie Pippen Jr., at the same time in which Jalen Hood-Schifino was coming in, looked terrible. He had his struggles. He did not look very good the previous year for the Lakers. And Memphis was a team that was willing to kind of give him the opportunity, develop him, be patient, and let him blossom, right? And that's something that the Lakers have never really done. The Lakers have never really been that development team. It's you're ready to go or you're not, right? And there is this expectation from fans of are you ready or you not, right? It's just like Jalen Hood-Schifino, right? Using him as an example. A lot of people, he's a bust, he's this, he's trash. He's actually looked good so far in preseason. You've seen real stride, you've seen real growth, you've seen real potential. And guess what? If the Lakers were to trade him or let him go and he goes to a team, most of the people that think he's trash will be like, Lakers blew it again. Look, they can't develop. They can't do this. Where it's not even that. It's the ability to remain patient. You're not going to hit on every pick. You're going to have duds. You're going to have bad moments. Look, I'm not saying Jalen Hood-Schifino was going to be that. But it wasn't that long ago that all the same things that people were talking about Jalen Hood-Schifino, they were saying the same stuff about Scottie Pippen Jr. They're talking about how he's trash and he's undersized. He's only 6'1" and this, that, and the other. And now he's thriving on another team and people are calling the Lakers trash, right? But again, look at the Lakers' track record. Look at the Lakers' history. Julius Randle goes and becomes an all-star. Brandon Ingram, Kyle Kuzma, right? Josh Hart is one of the best rebounding guards in the league and one of just the glue guys now on the Knicks. Alex Caruso is still winning all defensive teams, still making all defensive teams. Lonzo Ball, before injuries, was looking like he was going to be a legit all-star caliber point guard. He fixed his shot. He was looking hustling. And that's not counting guys like Ivica Zubac, right? Larry Nance has been, a solid just player in this league. That went late second round, right? Like the Lakers have a very good track record at drafting and finding talent. Even guys are still on the team. Austin Reeves, Landon Dalton Connect, right? But the Lakers have never been that patient team. They've never really been that team that, I'm not saying that they've never had, you look at guys like Magic and Kobe and stuff, but that's very few and far between for the history. And you're talking about two of the greatest players ever, right? You look at the Lakers' history and they've been about going and getting the stars that you need, right? From Wilt Chamberlain to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar to Shaquille O'Neal to Karl Malone, Gary Payton to Pau Gasol to, Dwight Howard to, LeBron James and Anthony Davis, right? Look at the history. The Lakers have not been that team that develops. They go, they draft well, they get them just good enough to where teams want them and go, hey, that could be a nice young piece for us, and then they trade them. Or they let them go for a different guy or whatever. That's just what the Lakers have always done. But that's why the Lakers are trying to change the regime. It's why they've hired player development director, and they've put so much into just resources for the coaching staff and the development department and all that, because the Lakers want to start being that franchise. Lakers want to start being that team that, hey, we want to take a Jalen Hood-Schifino. We want to take a Armel Traore. We want to take a Quincy Olivari, like these guys, drafted or undrafted, and turn them into something, right? But as fan base, we have to be patient with that too. You have to have that understanding. They need opportunity. They need potential. You gotta let them run, right? You gotta let them go through their bad moments, right? Scotty Pippen Jr. had some duds too last year, right? And let's not pretend like Scotty Pippen Jr. was leading to a bunch of winning, right? Memphis was atrocious last year, right? Not like Scotty Pippen Jr. was out there just torching everybody and leading the charge, and man, Memphis is a playoff team. Like, no, he had some excellent games. Yes, he has showed some real promise. He warrants that contract, without a doubt. But you got to be patient in allowing guys to get the opportunities to have their bad games, to have their bad moments. Memphis was in a position where it didn't matter. They weren't trying to win games. They didn't care if Scotty Pippen Jr., had 9 turnovers in a game, or, gave you 2 points on 1 of 11 shooting, right? Like, they didn't care about his performance. They just let him go out there and get the opportunities. And guess what? He had games. Same thing with Jalen Hood-Schifino. If you let Jalen Hood-Schifino play, 80 games this season, he's going to have games where he probably goes and he gives you, 25, 8, and 8, right? Because he's 6'5", 6'6" in size. And he's going to have those games where you'll be like, this guy is money, let's go, blah, blah. And then he's going to have those games where he, is 2, 3, and 3 and has 8 turnovers and was a disaster and single-handedly cost us the game. It's how it goes. You see it with even stars, right? Like, Wemby last year had games where he, completely shot the Spurs out of games, right? Where he's 0-7 from 3 and just kept chucking, right? Like, it's part of the game. It's part of growth. It's part of development. The Lakers want to be an organization that takes guys like Max Christie, like Dalton Knecht, and turn them and take the next step, right? Like, the Lakers' previous regime, we'd be lining up these two for trade. What can we get? Can we get a real starting? Can we get a guy that can come in and change the Lakers' fates? And look, that still may happen. If a guy ends up becoming available, Jovan Buha's even talked about how, if the right thing comes along, these guys aren't untouchable. But the Lakers want to start having that balance. Lakers want to find that balance of having youth injected while still trying to win and compete. You need to have the development guys, right? You see, guys, the Lakers are very high on multiple young guys, and it's but the Lakers, previous regime, what would have happened? All these guys would have been lined up. Dalton Knecht, 20 games in, Dalton Knecht's giving you 12 a game. Rob Pelinka's on the phone going hey, what would you give us for Dalton Knecht? Right? Because we wouldn't be looking to develop these guys. We'd be looking to try to get the most bang for our buck so we can go win a championship. Right? Which is great. I mean, the Lakers have as many championships as they have for a reason. But with the new CBA, with the new changes to the league, right? You got to start finding those balances. And, Lakers want to develop this program. They want to develop this, you have the current group of guys, LeBron, Anthony Davis, all those guys, they all go retire, they all finish, and they move on. And then the Jalen Hood-Schifino, Max Christie, Dalton Knecht, Armel Traore, and Colin Castleton are now the 5, but they're all ready to go. And the Lakers are, now looking great. And one of these guys emerged into a star or something, right? That's what the Lakers want to do. That's what the Lakers want to be. That's what the Lakers want to grow into. Where you have this wave come and the next wave go. And the next wave come, like the college system. But not every year you're cycling, but more so of just every, 5 years or whatever, boom, guys come in, guys come out. Guys come in, guys come out. That's what the Lakers are trying to do, but that requires this patience, right? That's why we got J.J. Redick, and he's young enough to be the head coach for the next 20-plus years. And we got this, all these different player development coaches, and now we have a director of player development. And we've heard J.J. Redick talk about how everyone has these pods so we can really focus on developing guys better and yada, yada. Right? The Lakers are shifting their focus to developing guys, right? But it's funny because we have to have an understanding and grasp here, right? Like, we can't expect greatness every single year, right? But also want to keep every young guy, and then young guys go elsewhere, and then they actually become something. And it's like, because again, like, you can't have a fleet of young talent and a bunch of superstar young guys and not expect there to, one, you have to make decisions at some point, right? Contracts go up, things like that. But two, you have to be in a position where you want to win now, or you're rebuilding for that future, right? Which takes time. It takes 3, 4, 5, 6 years. Right? In some cases, you never get there. We've seen, how many young teams have we seen? Right? OKC, we look at right now, could be a team that wins a championship this year. They also could never, right? OKC previously with Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden, they were in the finals and looked like, hey, they're going to be, but guess what? Contracts started coming up. Guys had to make decisions. They ended up making the wrong decision. Never ended up getting over the hump. Right? So again, we have to have this patience. We have to have this understanding. There are going to be guys that we get, that we take, that end up becoming something. There's going to be guys that we take and we develop for a couple years and end up being nothing. There's going to be guys we let go that end up going elsewhere and end up becoming studs. There's going to be guys that other teams let go that we end up getting, that we turn into studs. It's how it works, how the cycle is in this league. But it's good that the Lakers at least now are starting to develop guys. Because again, Scotty Pippen Jr., yes, he warrants that contract. Wasn't that long ago, people were saying, why are we wasting our time with Scotty Pippen Jr.? He can't play ball. He's too small. He's trash. He's this, he's that, the other. I'm old enough to remember those conversations. Now I see a lot of those same people even saying, like, oh, look, Lakers blew it, right? But now they're doing the same thing with Jalen Hood-Schifino. And then Jalen Hood-Schifino leaves, and those same people are going to be like, oh, Lakers are trash. Look, you had Jalen Hood-Schifino. You had a chance. You had an opportunity. Where it's like, we got to learn to be patient, is the point. We got to be patient and allow the Lakers to start flushing out, growing and developing these teams and become a real development program. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel with your thoughts? Do you agree with my points? Do you disagree with my points? You're kind of in the middle with my points. However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out, so we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.